So even if they do manage to make some form of peace, might be temporary.
And, it's been a couple of weeks since Spare came out, and obviously people are still talking about it. But what's any rumblings over in the royal family? Do we know if anybody has spoken to one another, or do we think that, we're just going to kind of let this lie for a little bit?
Yeah, they haven't told me about it if they have. But I suspect that there are some efforts going on to try and make some form of reconciliation. There were some reports here in the newspapers that the palace sources, those mysterious sources we sometimes read about, had mentioned that there would be an effort to try and make some form of reconciliation before the coronation. I think because they don't want it to upstage what's going on that very important day. So whether or not that's possible is one thing, and whether or not it's lasting is another thing. So even if they do manage to make some form of peace, might be temporary, I think it's going to be extremely difficult for them as a family, and more broadly for the nation and for the institution to forgive what's happened. I think Harry and Meghan have said they're expecting an apology, but I think there aren't many people who agree that it's due that way round. I think plenty of people see that the royal family, in particular some of the individuals within it, the King, the Queen, and the Prince of Wales, all come out of that book so badly. They're so broadly criticised by Harry, so nastily criticised in sections, that I think they could be feeling very sore about this. But above all else, I think they might also be feeling that they just want to keep quiet because they don't want to provoke any more of this sort of thing, which is damaging not just to them emotionally and personally, but to the nation, because this is an attack effectively on part of the Constitution of Great Britain. And that in itself is not something that's desirable.
For more news content and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.